Hi guys, and welcome to part 2 of my birth vlog. This is the vlog where she actually is getting delivered, and this was the most painful and scary day I think I had ever been through in my entire life. Well, it was, and it was more pain than I could ever imagine me to go through, and I didn't think that I would survive, to be honest, but I will get there. This is a little bit harder for me because I haven't been able to write everything down because I had so much pain. So after we went to the hospital, I couldn't even talk to my mother, I couldn't write my sisters, I couldn't do anything. I was just like in a bubble of pain, and I have some footage from it. I have Tobias filmed some, and we have some pictures and stuff, so we'll see whatever I put in here. It was an eventful day, and it was a scary day, and it was a cool day. It is a day that I don't really remember, but I still almost remember, but it's like a dream, all of it. So I don't have all the time stamps and everything, but I'm gonna do my best, okay? The last thing I talked about was that I had 10 minutes between all the contractions when we were going home from the hospital the night before. But when I went to bed around 10 p.m. and I still had contractions every 10 minutes, and very, very painful ones. I also forgot to say that it's 10:37 at night right now, and just because we went home, I have contraction pains, labor pains every 10 minutes. So I went to sleep, and I tried to sleep between the contractions. It worked in some manners, it really didn't. I slept a few minutes that night because every 10 minutes I had excruciating pain. It was the worst thing I could ever imagine that I was ever going to feel. Even though I imagined it to be harder than I could imagine, it was even harder than I could imagine that I couldn't imagine. I felt that they were so terrible that I got terrified for the next one every time, and I promised myself that I wouldn't get terrified. I promised myself that I would breathe through the contractions, through the pain, because I learned to do that from a book called Give Birth Without Fear. And I felt like, I know it's not a dangerous pain, I should just be able to, okay, accept it and move on and like breathe through it. But I couldn't. I was scared to death because they were so painful. And I was lying there and I was like, how am I ever going to get through this? How is it possible? And I also realized that if I fell asleep between the contractions, they were even worse, because then I woke up when they were in full force. If I was awake all the time, I could feel them sneaking up on me, and I could prepare myself to breathe. So after a while I was like, forget sleeping, I'm not gonna sleep tonight. I'm just gonna lay here and take the pain. Because I still had a massive headache and I was really hungry, I forced myself to get to the kitchen, sit down and eat a sandwich and drink a glass of milk. And it was hard to sit there, and I was like, okay, between every contraction, it hurt so bad. And then I ate, drank, and then it came again, and it just got worse and worse, and I just wanted time to pass because I didn't want to go in there and to find out that nothing had happened again. So I was like, this is not good. Around 1 a.m. I decided to not fall asleep anymore because I didn't think it was worth it at all. I was just going to breathe, dive into the pain, and just be one with the pain, all like this hippie style. I had still not woken Tobias up because I knew that I am in delivery. I will give birth, so the midwife I was talking to in the phone was wrong. However, I didn't want to wake him because he had to be able to drive there, and he had to be able to support me there. So I felt like as long as I can take the contractions myself, I'll let him sleep, and I'm just gonna get through this so he can be the best support he can be. Around 1:30 a.m. I had the worst contraction that I had as of that moment ever had. It was so crazy, and it hurt so bad. It was in my tummy, it was in my back, it was in my thighs, and just the feeling of it going through my thighs, it was like something I can't explain. I never thought that it could hurt more in my legs than it did in my back and in my tummy, because I could handle the pain in my back and my tummy. It hurt like frick, but when I was like leaning like this, I felt it felt a little better. But my thighs, I felt like someone was trying to pull them out of their sockets. It was so freakishly painful, and I got scared, even more scared.
You can't really see me right now. I have so much contractions. Time is 1:50 a.m. The pain I am going through right now, I don't know how I will deal with this. I really don't know how. And the contractions are about 5 minutes apart. Some 3, some 4, some 5. And they're killing me totally. I regret that we went home. But we told ourselves that we weren't going to regret if we go home, but I am regretting it hard. Because this hurts so bad. I just want to cry. But I practiced breathing, and I know that I need to relax. I need to breathe into the pain. Just be in the pain, but it's really, really hard. And I'm starting to get scared of it, which is not good. So I need to learn to breathe with it. I don't know how to manage to be home for as long as they think that you should be home, because I don't know how long I can take this. And my head is still killing me. I've been up eating a bit. Oh gosh, help me through this.
Around 3:43 a.m. the pain got worse. I couldn't stand up without wanting to die, for real. And I felt like, as I said, when I was like leaning back and forth like this, it felt better. For some reason I could take the pains much better, so that was what I tried to do every time I felt it. But it was scary, and my contractions were a little bit different, like sometimes 3, sometimes 5, sometimes 6, sometimes 4, like in between. But every time I stood up I had constant pain. Around 4 I told Tobias, I have contractions. I can't really, they're really painful, so today you can't go to work either. Just fall back to sleep, try to fall back to sleep so we can go later, because we're gonna have to go. I'm gonna take a bath. So I started a warm bath and I sat in the bath. It was fine, kind of fine. It was better in the bath, but it's not like I didn't feel them, so it's like, yeah, this is not helping a lot, but it was still nice with the warm. I could relax in between at least. And after that I have no more notes, because I had so much pain, so I have to do this by my mind now. I went up out of the bath, I went back to bed, and I was like, I can't do this, I can't breathe through the pain. I called my mother. I told Tobias, you have to pack your things and get ready, because we're gonna have to go in today. I really don't know the time here, whatever, how the time was, or which time I called my mom or whatever. But I called her and I was like, Mom, I can't. No, Tobias made a smoothie for me. I told him, you need to make me a smoothie, I need to eat something. Or if he told me to eat something, I don't remember. And then I called Mom and I'm like, I have so many contractions and they hurt me so bad, but I don't want to go in and they have, just for them to tell me that nothing has happened. I can't do this anymore. She was like, how many do you have? And I was like, at first it was 8 every 10 minutes, now it's like 5 minutes. I know it's not 3 every 10 minutes, but I need to do something. I can't do this anymore. And I got contractions when I talked to her, so I couldn't even talk to her. Just threw the phone at Tobias, and then I took the phone back, and my mom was like, you should go in, and now you don't, and just don't accept to go back home. You have to go in, you just have to. So Tobias called the delivery room and talked, and like, she doesn't want to go home if we come in, and they were like, then you have to go to the hotel again, because we have our rules or whatever. So I was like, we're not going in, but then I said, we have to go in because it hurts too much. Because it hurt so freaking much that I can't even put into words. And I almost felt like she's coming right now. Of course she didn't, but when I was standing it felt such pressure downwards. So we went in, we got into the car and we went in, and the car ride was even worse than the day before, of course. It was like, I think I'm gonna die, but I was really trying to breathe through them. I was breathing through them, but it was not like peaceful. It was like that's the way I sounded from that moment on. It's very blurry, everything. I'm gonna go get the paper. We have some papers that says when we came in and stuff. I'm gonna see that. We got in the normal way. Tobias put me in a wheelchair in the foyer, and then he went to park the car, and I had to take some contractions myself. It was...
We're back and I'm in so much pain. can't do this. Please let it go fast. Please let me stay here.
Then I was in a wheelchair, and we got up to the actual hospital, and we got into a room where they took my curves. And I would guess the curves were taken around 8 a.m. or something. We thought we were there around 7, but we were there around 8, I guess, because 9:03 was when she actually felt how open, how dilated it was. So we were there, we put the curves on. I had a lot of contractions before even being able to lay down, and then we saw it. I had like 3, 4 every 10 minutes. So at least I had that. They were still a little, some of them were very strong, some of them were not very strong. So it was like a little bit, they were there, but they were somewhere I can't live anymore, somewhere I can breathe through them. So a little bit different. So 9:03, my midwife that we had the entire delivery, that I love more than anything. She was amazing. I almost want to cry when I think of her. I don't know what she looked like, to be honest. I couldn't look on her at her because I was in my bubble all the time. So I don't really remember her face. But I really liked her voice, and she was very kind. So I don't know why I want to cry, but I just loved her. I love her. So she took the curves and she said, yeah, they look good, and we're gonna feel now if you're dilated anything. I was like, please, 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 I really hope I am. I was like almost crying, because my biggest fear was that I was not. So she was feeling in there, and she was just like, relax, I'm just gonna hold my hands here, and I'm gonna see how strong your contractions are. This time it didn't hurt as much as it did the first time, like the actual feeling, how dilated I was. So I just tried to relax, and I had contractions, and she was very good at like, good job, you're doing very good job, you're good at relaxing, keep on relaxing, because she had read the book I had been reading, so she gave me a lot of like pushing through that, like, breathe, it's okay, take it easy, relax, and all that kind of stuff. And I said that was not a real strong contraction, and she said, I felt that, but I feel a head here, I feel her. Hi, little baby. She was talking to the baby a lot, which I thought was so beautiful. I think that was one thing that I loved about her. Like, oh, I feel, hi, little girl. Yes, I'm just gonna feel in here. And then she was like, yeah, the contractions are not really as strong as they can be all the time. And we're like, but am I dilated anything? And she was like, yeah, 3 to 4 centimeters, I would say. I was like, yes, I'm open. And she was like, yes, you are. So you're gonna get a room. However, I think you should go and try to eat something, because it may be a long day and you're gonna like do 2 marathons in a row with your body. So you need some food in your system. So I think you should do that, and then I think you should come back and we can put you in a warm bath, and then we can put you into your room. And I was like, okay, and can I ask when I can get my epidural? Because I really wanted it, because it hurts so much. And she said, I would guess that when you have taken a bath and everything, your contractions will be so strong and many that we can put it in right away after that. And I was like, so me and Tobias, we put me in a wheelchair, and we went to go to lunch on a really rocky road. And it hurt really bad in my contractions. And halfway to the restaurant, I was like, I'm gonna have to vomit. So I took a vomit bag and I vomited, and I vomited and I vomited and vomited from the pain, probably. I vomited and I peed myself, to be honest. It was not very nice, but what can you do? I was like, I peed myself, Hamba. He was just like, so what? And I was vomiting and vomiting, and I said, I can't do this. I don't even know if I can take a bath.
8:43 a.m. and I am open 3 to 4 centimeters. Ow, 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 ow. I can't do this. So yes, we can stay. I haven't been eating for like 48 hours and I'm very hungry, so I'm gonna eat something and then I'm gonna be in a hot bath. And I don't think I'm gonna vlog much. I'm very sorry, but it hurts too much to even plan how to use the camera or teach Tobias or whatever. So I hope you have understanding for that and understanding. And I will do short updates, I guess. Maybe when I get the epidural, I have the possibility to talk about the contractions are way too hard. and too often for me to be able to do this right now. I'm sorry, but my baby girl will probably be here today. And I'm very happy because I didn't think I was going to be open anything. It's surreal. It's surreal. Couldn't be here today.
So he wheeled me back, and I was dying a million times over, and we came back and I said, I don't want to eat lunch. I don't even know if I want to swim, to take a bath. And she was like, but it will help your pain and it will help your contraction work or whatever. And I was like, okay. So we got like a spa room and I laid in the bath. It was very nice when I didn't have the contractions, but the contractions were very, very hard for me to take even in the bath. So we were there for 45 minutes, an hour. I would guess drank some lemonade and just tried to relax. And then we got to the room and they put the curves on to listen to the baby's heartbeats and everything. And then she asked me how I wanted to do it with the epidural, and I said I want it as fast as I possibly can. And she asked me if I wanted to try the funny gas, which I was gonna call it because I don't know what you call it. I'm gonna call it the funny gas. And I said I can try, and I tried it for 1 contraction. And she said, do you want to keep on trying before to take epidural? And I said I can do it for a few more. I can try it for a few more. So I tried it for a few more, and I instantly regretted that I didn't say I need epidural now, because the first one kind of worked, the second one kind of worked a little less, and the third one kind of worked a little less more, because I felt panic. I got panic into the mask. I don't know my English, I'm sorry. I panicked. I couldn't really hold it. I felt stopped by it, and then when I didn't have it, it hurt too much. So it was like, I don't know if it was 45 minutes or whatever. You can actually see here, 9:03. I was dilated 3 centimeters. You can see that here. 9:03, 3 centimeters. And then after the bath, 10:33, I was open 6 centimeters. So in 1.5 hours, I opened 3 centimeters, which is a lot for a first time birther. It's usually about 1 centimeter an hour, or maybe a half centimeter an hour. So 10:33, they gave me the funny gas, it says here, and I told her I need the epidural. So the epidural I got at 11:24. So it was almost an hour. I was laying there without epidural, and it got worse and worse and worse and worse, and I screamed, I can't do this, I'm gonna die, I'm gonna crap my pants. So they were like, no, 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 take it easy, focus, breathe. I was like, I can't do this. It was worse than I mean, I thought I would be able to handle it better than I did. I didn't handle it good. But when it gets that intense, it's easy that it's too intense. You don't have the time to breathe almost. I got the funny gas at 10:33. I got my water broke at 10:39, and 11:24 I got the epidural. And at 10:33 I was open 6 centimeters. At 11:33 I was open 9 centimeters. So another 3 centimeters on the next hour. So it went fast. After 1 hour, the head had fallen down a bit, and then after another half an hour, the head was at point, like, I'm coming out now.
I have gotten epidural, yay, and I'm open 9 centimeters, and I'm shaking a lot. And Tobias is the best father in the world already, because he's taking good care of me. And we'll see if we can film anything more. But this is like the first time I have spoken in a long time.
Så här ser ut rummet. Vi kom in här. Här ligger någon främling. Vet inte vem det är, men hittade hon på BB. Ja. Så här ser ut. Hon har haft stora värkar. Upp till 100. Nu har hon en värk på gång. Bra jobb på det, för att man är otroligt efter. Det blir inte söcken.
Bajsa på mig. So I started pushing around 1:04.
Hej! Va? Hej du! Jag bara kommer försiktigt.
Tack!
Vaken. Nämen. Vad funderar du på?
Ska det bli golfproffs eller hockeyproffs? Lite födelsedagsfika jag kan säga. Jag vet inte vem det är, men det är en kotte. Hon äter just mitt mat just nu.
She came out 1:48 p.m. She just rose to the occasion and came out of me, and I didn't think the pushing itself was, well, it was hard. It was like like I'm running a marathon hard. Like it's hard on my stamina, it was hard on my strength, it was hard on everything like that. But I didn't find the pushing itself to be very painful. It was a little bit scary when you felt like you are about to tear, which I was about to tear a lot, so they actually cut instead, because if you're about to tear and they cut you at the sides, you tear at the sides instead of like all the way where you don't want to tear. And she came out, and she came out like this. Yes, she came out like this. That is hence the tearing. And I've seen on the ultrasounds that she has her thumb in her mouth a lot, and she's laying like this a lot in the tummy. And I can tell you now that she's out in the world, she still does that. She sleeps like this, she sleeps like this, she sleeps like this. Like her mother, she has my hands, she has my fingers, she has my manners with her hands when she's sleeping and everything when she's awake. So I find that very fascinating and very fun. After birth, they were sewing me up for at least 2 hours, and I think there were 5 people in and out of there checking on me and how to do the stitching and stuff. And as I said before, I had a lot of complications, and it has been a lot to do with the stitches, and I can talk about that in another video if you would like me to. However, that is how the birth went through, and then we were a family, and we got some food, and it's crazy. I haven't filmed anything since the birth. I have a baby now. I am a mother now, and it was really painful to give birth. It was harder, way harder than I could ever imagine, even though I have imagined it to be very hard. It was crazy, and I'll share what I'll share about it, but I haven't really. Afterwards, I had to get stitches down there for over 2 hours, and after that I haven't been able to sit up or stand up. I haven't been able to go to the bathroom. I'm very dizzy, I'm very nauseated. I have not eaten or slept in 2 full days and nights. So it's very weird, and it's so surreal that I finally have her, and I'm gonna show her to you. But they are taking some tests on her right now, so she's not with me. And I have just tried to understand that I'm a mother, and I just tried to look at her. She's so cute. She's so tiny. She weighs 2,955 grams, and she's 48.5 centimeters long. So she's very small, but you can't really see that on camera, as always. But she's so cute. And I can't believe it, and I'm so messed up in my head of everything, like all the sleep loss and everything else, and also the fact that I have taken some help, like epidural and stuff. My hair is one big chunk of hair, and I'm sorry if you didn't like this kind of video. I'm gonna do it more. My plan is to do it more like a story time video and show you some of the footage, so it's a lot of talking. But I had so many plans, but I couldn't do any of them because I was in pain this entire day. The labor pain was the worst thing I have ever dealt with, and it was, I don't know how to forget about how tough it was. I don't remember how it felt right now, but I was like screaming, and everything I said I wouldn't do, I did. But I tried to relax, so I opened it actually very fast because I tried to relax, even though I couldn't all the time. However, Tobias was a great sport. He was a great father, and he was the best support system I could have. Thank you. And now we're parents. Hey ho! Ooh. Now Leona is taking some tests, so I probably won't film her anything today. I'll film her tomorrow because she's very cold, so we need to be like skin on skin and such. But she's so cute and she's so tiny. I couldn't pee after this, probably because of the swelling and the stitches and everything. So I had to get a catheter for at least until the next day, which I didn't really like because I felt very stuck in the bed and I couldn't really move. I couldn't either stand or sit because I was so dizzy and wanted to faint all the time, and I don't know if it's because of the loss of the blood or whatever, but I couldn't stand up for the entire first day at all. So that was weird. And Leona's nursing was hard to get done, and I don't know how much I'm going to tell you in this video. She was born, she had a lot of fluids from the tummy in her lungs and stuff, so it was I never was scared for it. It was just like, it was turbulent, and I couldn't, because when I got her on my chest first, but then Tobias got her and they had to go to another area to suck the water out of her lungs. So I was without her for a long period of time when I got so sewn up But yeah, so I think that's it. Maybe I'll do some inputs here and there. I don't know what footage I have or anything, and I hope you enjoy this. I hope you love my daughter. I love her more than anyone else, of course, but I know she's loved by a lot of people in the world, and I think it's very amazing that she has so much love really before she was born. And I want to thank everyone who's donated to us on PayPal. I'm very thankful for that. I cannot believe it, and Tobias cannot believe it. We're like, how can we even thank you for that? Because like I have a bad back. I can't believe I've been sitting for this long. So I needed a nursing pillow, and he couldn't afford it together. But then, because nice people actually donated to us, we could buy a nursing pillow. So it helped my back, and it helps Leona, especially these days when she needs to eat all the freaking time. It's very hard because I need to hold her up, but with that pillow I can just lay her there, and I can still have like my arms free, which is super helpful. And I just want to thank you all so much, and don't feel like you have to donate anything to get my thank you. I thank you for watching these videos because it's also supporting us. I'm very thankful for everything, and I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all very much. Let me know what you would like to see on this channel, what you would like to see on our journey. Tobias is home for a month, which is awesome, so I don't need to be alone, but then maybe I will film a little bit like first day alone with Leona, how that works or whatever. Just let me know what you like to see, and I'm gonna put some footage in here when Leona is awake, so you get to see how big she is today. But she's sleeping now, finally, so I'm gonna let her sleep. I love you all very much. Please subscribe, like, comment, and keep being you, and I will see you when I see you. Bye!